Greetings, my good bitches. The name's Francis, QueenCokeFrancis. I'm an editor, Twitch streamer, drag artist, and I'm here because of the Daily Wire. Kinda, sorta, not really. I'll explain. I've been making YouTube videos since June of 2021, and it wasn't until June 2024 when the algorithm finally decided to bless my channel and promoted a video I made about Mr. Bertram Yowie. Long story short, the dorks over at the Daily Wire made a homophobic cartoon, people made Yowie out of that homophobic cartoon, and then I made a video ranking all of the Yowie of that homophobic cartoon. And apparently a bunch of you clicked on it because you thought I was drama queen. Nonetheless, my channel has only grown since then, and I even did a follow-up Mr. Bertram Yowie video that was sponsored. Every time I buy a new wig, rather than using any of the, I don't know, hundreds that are in my closet right now, I smile coyly, and I say to myself, thanks, Daily Wire. If you're new here, you might be asking, but Francis, what on God's green battlefield earth is the Daily Wire? First of all, what's it like to not know? I would give anything to never look at Matt Walsh's dead shark eyes ever again. Secondly, I've made a bunch of videos about the island of problematic misfit toys that comprise the Daily Wire, and about how they started their own motion picture business after failing to break into mainstream entertainment. Nonetheless, the Daily Wire still became a massive conservative think tank empire, producing tons of content that pairs perfectly with a melon baller for my eyes and ears. But since none of these people found success in the mainstream entertainment industry, they have no idea how to run a movie production company or a streaming platform. So now the company is absolutely hemorrhaging money like a hetero awesome fest. Daily Wire CEO and Bigfoot truther Jeremy Boring stepped down after 25% of their staff was laid off. That same week, the company hired a bankruptcy lawyer and announced that the children's entertainment division would be shut down entirely. Who would have thought that a shameless ripoff of Bluey and Matt Walsh dropping plates as comedy wouldn't exactly draw in an audience big enough to justify a $15 a month subscription fee? Between this and some of their fans developing class consciousness after the people's hero emerged, the Daily Wire's attempts at entertainment weren't quite as lucrative as they had expected, and yet they persist. Like Twinkies or roaches, they're going back to sticking to what they're good at, which is generating millions and millions of dollars by regurgitating the same right-wing nonsense that they always have. And, like any capitalist empire that we've observed here on this channel, they also have a gift shop, and boy is it cringy. So join me as I also stick to what I'm good at and rank the cringiest products available for purchase at the Daily Wire store. But before we get into it, if you are a fan of watching a very tired drag queen talk about nerd shit forever, I ask that you please make an entire movie where you try to figure out what a woman is, and when you still don't know at the end of it, accept your defeat by going ahead and unzipping your pants and dick slapping those like and subscribe buttons as hard as you can. So I've divided this garbage into 5 categories. First up is, no wonder you hired a bankruptcy lawyer. These products aren't necessarily the cringiest of the bunch, but their price tags sure are. Really makes you wonder if these business-minded folks understand any basic business principles at all. Next is, I feel like a bully just looking at this. I bully conservatives for a living, and let's just say, these entries make my job very easy. Then we have, oh god, don't drag them into this. These products include or reference people or entities that I know for a fact would saw their arms off if they knew their likeness was being attached to these dweebs. Next category is 3 edgy 5 me. These are the products that the Daily Wire thinks will convince you that they're actually hip and cool and not the group of scowling nerds that would always remind the teacher when homework was due. And finally we have, y'all really don't have an original bone in your bodies. Conservatives absolutely have the capacity to be creative, but but these are fascists we're dealing with. And as we know, because we've explored it many times on this channel, fascists are genuinely incapable of conceiving any new ideas. That's why the Trump administration relies on generative AI. Generative AI is a tool of fascism. And similarly, the products in this category are either shameless ripoffs of pre-existing products, or one of the 2 jokes that they've been telling since their inception. And with that, let's boogie. Kicking this list off with an absolute classic, we've got none other than the Leftist Tears tumbler, back for a limited time. This is the most sought after, highly praised, iconic beverage vessel. It is magnificent, irreplaceable, forged in the fires of facts and logic, but you already know it's epic. As you can see, their sense of humor still hasn't evolved past the 2011 Elon Musk Le Epic memes jokes. Only $40 for a cup that isn't even microwave or dishwasher safe. I love making my leftist employees cry on demand to fuel my success. I would really like a gold option to take things to the next level. Nobody who thinks that has employees of any kind. Not because of politics, by the way, but because this reviewer is probably 12 years old. Oh, hey there, coworker, minding his or her own business because there are only 2 genders. Is that a side-eye I see? Did my $40 tumbler trigger you? If they pissed themselves in public and the people around them laughed, their first thought would be, ha, I'm living rent-free in your head. Normally I'd put this in the 3 edgy 5 me category, but then I noticed that they sell replacement lids, formerly $15. This reviewer had the best response. Oh, it's $8 for just the lid? You guys must be out of your minds. I sent you a photo of me looking for the sense of it. With prices like these for mostly lower middle class Americans, it's no wonder you guys hired a bankruptcy lawyer. Next up, we've got the Reagan dinner flask, the perfect accessory for gearing up for Thanksgiving dinner arguments with your liberal niece. The trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant, it's just that they know so much that isn't so. I know I'm just a tiny-brained little leftist who doesn't know any better, but what the f does this mean? Then again, I don't expect any sense from the guy who would intentionally hold press conferences in loud areas so that he could pretend to not hear reporters' questions. I'm not kidding, that is actually something that Ronald Reagan did. Do they know it's mostly liberals who see Reagan as this symbol of Republican virtue from days past? Back when politicians carried themselves with dignity and grace, and definitely didn't say things like, quote, if it takes a bloodbath, let's get it over with, referring to police brutality he enacted against free speech college protests. Simping for Ronald Reagan is one of the cringiest things you could possibly do, and I feel like a bully just looking at this thing. The Daily Wire's got 2 jokes, so they might as well milk them as much as possible, which is why they also have a leftist tears dog bowl. Whether you have a constitutional collie or a right-wing retriever, conservatives and their dogs have at least 2 things in common. They both hate the groomers and share an unquenchable thirst for leftist tears. Get it? They both hate groomers. Like people who groom dogs and those pesky gays. Makes perfect sense coming from the guy who wrote this.
People who love their pets more than they love people don't actually love pets at all, okay? They don't love anything. The animal is a blank slate that the loveless modern man can turn into a little avatar of himself.
Well, Matt Walsh, thanks for making these products for loveless modern men to turn their dogs into little indoctrinated avatars of themselves, even though they're dogs and they can't read. Good God, why do you have to bring dogs into this? Next up, here's a hip, cool, edgy poster commemorating a talk panel show they did back in 2024 at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville with these hip, cool, edgy, black and white pictures of Ben and the gang, as if they played a show at the Fab Mab back in the 80s. They're hanging out on sets of stairs and steps to show that conservatism is the real punk rock. One major night, one iconic venue, the unfiltered, candid discussions that have captivated audiences nationwide, set against the backdrop of country music's most revered stage. By that logic, I should be making cool posters out of my conservative dating app video. It has twice as many views as this dreck. I don't don't know, guys. I think this poster might be 3 edgy 5 me. Next up, we've got the Old Glory Daily Wire baseball bat. Okay, diva. This collaboration with Pillbox Bat Company takes us back to the early days of baseball, before participation trophies and woke politics. Hear that, guys? Baseball is woke now. Why? Who knows? I'm sure Matt Walsh's parents said the same thing when Jackie Robinson was inducted into the Hall of Fame. I don't know a whole lot about how much baseball bats cost, but I looked up the prices of other Ashwood bats, and like 90% of them were half the cost of this $120 one. And it's marked down by 30 bucks. No wonder you guys hired a bankruptcy lawyer. But for just $105 more, you can get the exact same bat signed by none other than Ben Shapiro. You guys really couldn't get anyone else at the Daily Wire to do that? As in someone who at least looks like they could lift a baseball bat at all? Did he sign it because they're both 34 inches tall? Okay, I'll stop now. Sorry, I feel like a bully just looking at this. Next up is something that I would absolutely purchase and use to create quality content for you all if it didn't mean giving money to these idiots. And unfortunately, I searched high and low on eBay and Poshmark and everything for Matt Walsh's Am I Racist card game, and yielded no results. This game is based on one of the Daily Wire's documentaries where Matt Walsh continuously gets owned by his own movie for 100 minutes. Explore the world of diversity, equity, and inclusion in a hilarious party game that will leave you asking, am I racist? Yes, Matt Walsh, you are. Each round, one player draws a stereotype or debate card, then everyone has to do the work to decide if it's right or racist. But even though this is a capitalization off of his own dumb movie, unfortunately for him, there's already an identical card game called Right or Racist. Follows the exact same format and everything. As expected, they really don't have an original bone in their bodies, do they? We're finally getting into the Daily Wire fashion collection. Here's a hat that says, kindly, go fact yourself, when agree to disagree isn't an option. So why are you guys always waffling on about how people can still be friends regardless of political views? I know there are a lot of cringy hats out there. Check out my MAGA products video if you want to see some real horror shows, but how do I put this? I've never wanted to shove a hat in a locker more. They also have this print available on shirts and mugs, but the hat is the easiest thing to grab off of someone's head and then chuck into the river. Oh my god, and it says Ben on the back and front. I hate the person this hat is turning me into. I feel like a bully just looking at this. They got 2 jokes and 1 slogan, so let's keep milking that slogan. Here is the official seal of facts don't care about your feelings. But this time, the eagle is holding a leftist tears tumbler. Oh, that is slick, Daily Wire. I know this is supposed to be a play on the presidential seal, but my muscle memory has been programmed to instinctively identify this as the Ramones logo. Too bad the baseball bat in their logo wasn't signed by Ben Shabibo. But that said, dude, don't bring them into this. Next up is their Truth Bomb figurine. It's a little bomb, and it says truth on it, because facts don't care. You get it. Not a live explosive. I love how they actually had to include that disclaimer. And it's one of the few things made here and not in China. It's made by US veterans. I guess that's cool. And it's only $150, marked down from $175. The product itself is awesome, but I've always been frustrated that it was initially advertised as limited edition. I made the purchase when the Truth Bomb was allegedly limited to 250 total items, each one numbered. It showed up, no number. Daily Wire never said that it had changed its mind. The Truth Bomb simply became unlimited. I wouldn't have paid that price if I knew there was an unlimited amount. Welcome to the wonderful world of conservative grifting, faithful product reviewer. It's no wonder they hired a bankruptcy lawyer. We've got yet another card game, folks. This is Yes or No the Game, allegedly created by Michael Knowles. You might Knowles him as the guy who openly called for the eradication eradication of trans people.
Transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely. The whole preposterous ideology at every level.
Anyway, since Cards Against Humanity was too complex and hard for these deep thinkers, here's a game that visually and textually really captures the spirit of the Daily Wire. Everything is black and white and yes or no, with controversial hard-hitting arguments like art should be beautiful or a hot dog is a sandwich. I am begging you guys to evolve your sense of humor past 2011. What's next? Pineapple belongs on pizza? Die Hard is a Christmas movie? You can also get the yes or no bundle with conspiracy, politics, and dating expansion packs. And what better way to sell it than making a 40-minute video playing it with Tim Pool as he attempts critical thinking 101. You guys really don't have any original ideas, do you? Apparently, all the other facts don't care about your feelings merch wasn't dorky enough, so they had to go and make it look like the Dare logo. Imagine actually thinking Dare is cool in the beer of our Lord 2025. But check it out, they got the Junior Achievement President himself to model it, and they both make a cameo in rapper Tom McDonald's music video. And the song is called Facts, because facts, oh my god, that really is all they have. Anyway, this entire music video sets off my cringe Geiger counter harder than when I drink the pond water in Fallout. But my favorite part of this is how Ben looks like he's wearing a hoodie for the first time in his entire life. Homie couldn't wait to get that hoodlum apparel off of him as soon as possible. Or he realized halfway through filming that he has spent his entire career bitching about how rap music isn't real music. He'll tell the ladies to back that ass up, but only if it's with facts and logic. My favorite comment on this, though, was we got Ben Shapiro rapping before GTA 6. I've never empathized harder with the kids who regularly cornered me in middle school bathrooms. Here's our first book entry so far. This one is called Reasons to Vote for Democrats, a Comprehensive Guide by Michael Knowles, the guy who openly called for the eradication of trans people.
If transgenderism is false, as it is, if men really can't become women, as they cannot, then it's false for everybody too. And if it's false,
Gonna put a pin in this really quick. Believe it or not, I will not be including Michael Knowles' signature cigar collection. The brand is called Mayflower because it represents America and that'll really trigger the libs, right? Why won't you be including the cigar collection, Francis? Did you know that cigars contain twice as much tar than cigarettes and will potentially kill you faster? That's all. Lefty lawyers require that we state the book is mostly blank and contains precisely 1,235 words. Oh, so that's why Trump endorsed it. I guess Michael Knowles really did go to the Brian Griffin School of Blank Book Scams. A truly masterful gambit to get out of putting any thought or effort into a book that could actually include plenty of reasons why modern establishment Democrats are accessories to fascism. And how it's perfectly understandable why so many people on the left refuse to vote for them. But that's not the part you care about, is it, Michael? Apparently you can also get a signed edition, but according to the reviews, he doesn't even sign the book. He signs a goddamn post-it note and sticks it into the book for an extra $20. Grifter's gonna grift. Also, why are you hiring lefty lawyers? Were all the conservative lawyers busy defending the 34-time felon who endorsed this book? I guess I'll put this in the 3 edgy 5 me category just because it's another whoa, trigger the libs kind of thing. I don't fucking care. Here's an apron that says, my pronouns are chef, self. Get it? Because it's pronouns. And of course it has a little Matt Walsh face on it. You know it's him because of the glasses and the beard that looks like a swarm of bees. Because hey, it's his joke. God damn it, he's gonna tell it as many times as he wants. Forever. Pronouns. Never gets old. Just casually refer to Matt Walsh as she in conversation and watch her absolutely blow a gasket, because she really doesn't have a single original bone in her body. Next up, an American flag. Just an American flag. Hey, at least it doesn't violate the flag code the way the MAGA crowd does. Not that I care at all, it's just funny to see them do that while also pissing and moaning over people burning those flags. It's 3 by 5 feet, actually made in the US this time. $48! Marked down from $60! Is that how much American flags cost? I wouldn't know. I was that kid who stopped saying the pledge in elementary school. You guys really expect your viewers to shell out that much money for a goddamn American flag? No wonder you guys hired a bankruptcy lawyer. Do you think the Daily Wire puts their flags at half-mast for Ben Shapiro's birthday? Here's a book by a guy who has more self-owns than Elon Musk has ex-wives. It's called Bullies: How the Left's Culture of Fear and Intimidation Silences Americans. Oh, brother. I know I've asked this so many times, but if you're so silenced, why won't you shut up? Or at least talk slower? Dubbed by Glenn Beck, a warrior for conservatism against those who use fear and intimidation to stifle honest debate, Shapiro takes on leftist bullies, the most despicable people in America. Hey Ben, I got one more leftist bully for you right here. By exposing their hypocrisy, he offers conservatives a reality check in the face of what has become the gravest threat to American liberty, the left's single-minded focus on ending political debate through bully tactics. He's just grumpy all the post-festival trash bags he likes to frolic in were empty. Don't worry, Ben. Whoever reads this will grow up to be the most amazing vice principals ever. And one day, you'll grow up to be a fully formed adult. I could do this all day. Next up, a Fight Club style shirt made by people who definitely did not understand Fight Club. What a surprise. But this time it's White Club, because it's a promotion for Matt Walsh's movie. Am I racist? For the millionth time, Matt. Yes, you are.
The first rule of White Club is you don't talk about White Club.
Yes, it must be so hard being a straight white Christo-fascist who makes millions of dollars by talking about all the things that you say you can't talk about every goddamn day. What's it like making a movie about trying to figure out what a woman is and still not knowing at the end of it? Anyway, you leave my boy David Fincher out of this. Here's even more proof that these people are permanently stuck in the 2010s. It's Pocahontas, and it's Elizabeth Warren. Remember that? Remember when she thought she was part Native American, and then she found out that she wasn't, and then she accepted responsibility and made a formal apology to the Cherokee tribe, and then every normal person moved on and forgot about it? Well, nothing slips past the Daily Wire. And if there's any ammunition, no matter how ancient the meme, by God, they will cling to it like wreckage in a storm. And look, it says pow wow chow at the bottom. Get it? Cause it's racism. And racism is funny. You libs just wouldn't get it from a meme from decades past. These people really don't have an original bone in their bodies. And here's another poster that makes it look like they were performing at Woodstock and not just sitting in a circle in a country music venue in Tennessee talking about what J.D. Vance really meant about all those crazy single cat ladies. And it's autographed by all 5 scowling nerds who would absolutely complain to the venue manager if the music got too loud. Available for just $100, marked down from $175. My favorite review here is just, I liked it. Now stop bothering me. Given the cost, I'd normally put this in the top category, but I'm gonna put it into 3 edgy 5 me to give the other poster a friend. Lord knows it needs one. Next up, finally, something for the ladies in the middle of this sausage fest. The Women's Deluxe Bundle from Jeremy Boring. Because if there's anyone women would want to buy skincare from, it'd be the guy who made a whole movie about how women are literally inferior at everything besides being baby incubators. Ladies, meet the all-new Women's Deluxe Bundle that cares more about performance than pronouns. Another pronouns joke brought to you by the people who are actually trying to lecture Bill Burr on how to do comedy. Indulge in luxuriously smooth shaves, refreshing showers, and naturally feminine smells that don't try to redefine beauty standards and leave woke corporations behind. Quick, name one of those woke corporations right now, without looking it up. While you're at it, name one naturally feminine smell. Clearly, you have no idea that the smells you are comfortable with do not come from aluminum-free deodorant. Glad to see you're endorsing gender-affirming care, though. All for the price of $69.99. Nice. Jeremy's razor grift must be tanking if he feels the necessity to peddle this. No wonder you guys hired a bankruptcy lawyer. I love watching Ben Shapiro absolutely destroy Ben Shapiro with facts and logic, and I always wanted to get one of those "that was easy" buttons from Staples, but I couldn't stand the fact that the voice coming out of it didn't sound like a dentist drill. Luckily, the Daily Wire is coming in clutch with this big red facts button. Oh, brother. Okay, this is epic. You can now own all your favorite Shapiroisms at the touch of a button, literally, including, but not limited to, facts don't care about your feelings. All the greatest hits, I see. But first, what a bleep show. Bernie Sanders and other impressions, and so much more. I swear to God, if this landfill centerpiece doesn't include wet-ass P-word, I am calling my lawyer. You know, I briefly alluded to this earlier, and I know you're probably shocked to hear this from a pale, Jewish, bisexual goth kid turned drag queen, but I was bullied horrifically during middle school. Students and teachers and administration alike all made my life absolute hell every goddamn day in the late 2000s. High school was a huge improvement once I found a solid friends group, thank God, but before that, it was constant physical and emotional and verbal abuse from these people. It's a trauma that I've carried with me throughout my entire life, and I can never understand where their motivation to bully me so viciously every day came from. And after spending an hour or so on this website, I think I understand now. My, how the turns tables. Is there, like, an inside joke about lobsters and Jordan Peterson that I don't know about and don't care enough about to look up myself? If there's one thing I want to spend $100 on, it's a lobster necktie and hanky set attached to a guy who looks like he's gonna tell me about one of his projects. One that would love to meet me once it awakens. Anyway, I don't think lobsters ask to be associated with the mayor of Whoville here, so, please, don't drag them into this. Don't bother with priesthood if you're trying to go celibate. You can just spend $35 on this shirt that says American Chauvinist on it. Definitely not a red flag to any normal member of society. Definitely not a shirt made by a guy who called OnlyFans models boring, insecure losers. Why do you hate OnlyFans so much, Matt? Because you have to be 18 to join? I don't know, guys. This shirt is 3 edgy, 5 me. Well, in case the lady smells don't sell too well, at least Jeremy's got his own line of all-purpose cleaner. Do you guys really not have enough grifts going already? You may have kicked woke out of your bathroom, but what about the rest of your home?
It's not funny anymore, try different jokes.
Powered by plant-based enzymes. Plant-based enzymes? Fucking weak-ass soy boy vegan shit sounds pretty woke to me. It's free of harmful chemicals and ideologies, and sure to wipe out woke.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Available for just $25 in this value bundle. All you have to do is pay the anti-woke tax, right? God, no wonder you guys had to hire a bankruptcy lawyer. Coming up on our last couple of products here, here's another classic Shapiro book. Primetime Propaganda, the true Hollywood story of how the left took over your TV. Hey, how about I take a propaganda at that dick? With primetime propaganda, the syndicated columnist and best-selling author of all these books I don't care about tells the shocking true story of how the most powerful medium of mass communication in human history became a vehicle for spreading the radical agenda of the left side of the political spectrum. That sure is a lot of words to say you couldn't make it in showbiz despite being a nepo baby 3 times over. It's already a pretty well-known, not even secret that Ben Shapiro is a failed screenwriter, and there's plenty of discourse surrounding it, and it is well-trodden ground at this point. You mock him for his failed dramedy set at Harvard Law School. I go to Six Flags just to make a list of all the rides he isn't tall enough for. We are not the same. So this last one is a bit of an interesting case. When I found it, I didn't even recognize the name Andrew Klavan. Turns out he's a pretty prominent wirehead, and a lot of his books are available for purchase in the Daily Wire store. I picked this example because the title is funny, and it reminds me of the Wolf Cop movies, which I'm sure people at the Daily Wire would hate because, you know, comedy and inappropriate language and whatnot. Maybe this book is good. I don't know. But the reason I picked it is because when I looked up who Andrew Klavan was, I noticed that he had 4 screenplays under his belt, exactly 4 more than Ben Shapiro does. But what I couldn't ignore is that one of these movies was none other than One Missed Call in 2008. Any of you guys remember this ringtone? See, there was a period in the 2000s where Japan made some really awesome horror movies, and then Americans were like, let's do the same thing, but, like, shittier. And One Missed Call went down in history as arguably the worst J-horror remake of all time, with a highly coveted 0% on Rotten Tomatoes and an average user rating of 2.6 out of 10 on IMDb. Again, I'm not sure how good or not the book Werewolf Cop is, but for the purposes of this video, I'm using it as a symbol to bring up the fact that One Missed Call was heavily criticized for ripping off, let me get the list, Scream from 1996, Final Destination from 2000, The Ring from 2002, The Grudge from 2004, Dark Water from 2005, and Pulse from 2006. So it's really no wonder that Andy eventually ended up at the Daily Wire, because they really don't have an original bone in their bodies, do they? Final thoughts. I hope you're all doing great. I hope your summers are going okay. Big hugs and support to people like me who get seasonal depression in the summer. You're all beautiful and your butts look great. And I think we should check out the winning comments from the last video. The Train Hopper 8992 says, I like how these people couldn't fill a Waffle House with attendees outside the headline events, and that's debatable. Meanwhile, Waffle House could fill itself at 3 a.m. on a dare. The power of waffles is greater than straight pride. So true. Amen. Mold 1969 says, this heterofest had less attendees than a Morgan McMichael's meet and greet. You didn't have to do her dirty like that. Lorna Cummings 6103 says, we already had a hetero awesomeness festival. It's called Toyota-thon. You too could be featured in the next video. Leave a comment below and I will pick my favorite ones and give you a shout out next time. But if you would like to guarantee your name be featured at the end of every video, please consider joining my Patreon. If you join any of the membership tiers that are conveniently named after Fallout protagonists, your name will be featured at the end of every video. You might also get other cool stuff like access to my Discord, behind the scenes content on how I make my wigs, ad-free and uncensored versions of my videos. So if you love my content and my drag, you can support this channel directly by clicking the link to my Patreon in the description box. If you'd like to see me simp for my favorite game characters and get visibly frustrated in real time, please follow me on Twitch. I am currently still raising money for the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights, and I've been streaming a lot of Date Everything and will be doing much more so in the coming weeks. That game is absolutely breaking my brain.
But that doesn't mean I can't hold you tighter than anyone else in this house.
Perfect, beautiful, amazing. Seeing me in my true element, how could you resist? And if you'd like to see even more of my clown mug elsewhere, consider following me on Instagram or Threads or Bluesky. My handle for all of the above is @QueenCokeFrancis. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't done so already, please make an entire movie where you try to figure out what a woman is, and when you still don't know at the end of it, accept your defeat by going ahead and unzipping your pants and dick slapping those like and subscribe buttons as hard as you can. Thank you again to all of my patrons and subscribers who have helped my channel grow and thrive the way that it has been, and of course, as always, until next time.